Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am finally back. Now, if you don't follow me on Twitter, or if I haven't spoken to you myself, I actually had lost my voice last week. And I'm not talking kind of like how my voice sounds like right now, like not totally there, but also I can get words to come out. Like last week, I could not get any sounds to come out of my mouth, and when I did, it sounded like a dying cow. So with that being said, I do enjoy using voiceovers in my videos, so I didn't want to do a speed build and just have music in there. I mean, I could have, but I didn't. So I decided just to take a break because I didn't want to try. And I mean, it definitely wouldn't work because I definitely couldn't talk. But I didn't want to try anything and end up making it worse or like doing any kind of permanent damage to my vocal cords. So I just took a little break, which is really good because I'm used to just going. Before I got my current job, I was a server, and I'm pretty sure if I would have tried calling out for my voice being like this, my managers would have been like, no, like, you need to come in, like, that's not a real excuse. Because work yourself to death, right? But anyways, this voiceover is going to be kind of a little bit of a story time because I'm going to tell you how I lost my voice. Now, some of you probably already know this because I do talk to some of you guys, just like on Twitter and like texting and all that. But if you didn't know, this is how I lost my voice. So I have a teaching degree. I've mentioned this multiple times before, and I got my degree in secondary, so that means I can teach 6th grade to 12th grade usually. And that's like middle school, high school. I don't know how it works in other countries, but that's how it works in America. And right now, I'm a substitute teacher. And as a substitute teacher, I'm not like conformed to just one subject area, one like age group. I can technically sub all K through 12, so I could go in a preschool if I wanted to, and I could go in like a science classroom even though my endorsement is in English. So I have been trying to stick with the middle school, high school level, just because that's what I'm used to, and I had no idea what to expect in an elementary classroom. But last Tuesday, I ended up waking up feeling a little bit sick. Like, you know when you have that tickle in your throat, and you're like, oh, I feel like I'm getting sick, but I don't know. And I guess really I felt that way the night before, and then I woke up and it still felt that way. But I was like, no, I'll be fine, like, it's not that bad, because usually when I go to sleep when I feel that way, I wake up feeling like 10 times worse. But I just felt the same, and now that I think back to it, maybe my voice was just already going away or something like that. And at that point in the morning, I hadn't taken any sub job yet, and the only ones that were open, or I think there was 2 of them open, it was a 2nd grade classroom and a 4th grade classroom. Now, the last time that I had been in an elementary classroom was probably when I was in elementary school myself. And before going in, I had no idea what to expect. Like, I'm used to middle schoolers and high schoolers, so, like, I can trust them to go to the office by themselves or to the library. So I didn't know, like, am I supposed to follow them everywhere? Like, these are just, like, real concerns. Like I said, I have no experience on the teacher side of being in an elementary classroom. So I thought, I like 4th grade, and they're a little bit older than 2nd graders, so they'll be fine. Yeah, everything will be fine. And then I get to the school, and luckily their real teacher, or their regular teacher, I guess, was there. She was just doing some training. So she kind of went over some things with me. And both her and her student teacher, because she has a student teacher too, they said that they can get a little bit loud. And me, I'm very soft-spoken. If you know me in real life, my voice doesn't get very loud very easily. Like, my screaming is someone else's, like, regular talking voice, I swear. But, I figured it'll be fine. Like, they're not gonna be that loud. It took me, like, half an hour to get through attendance, guys. Like, that is not okay. And, so I had to take attendance and lunch count, and I did them separately. I should have just done them at the same time. But I've learned from my mistake, I guess. But oh my gosh, the whole day, kids were talking over me, like yelling at me. And I mean, not like yelling at me, but just like yelling in general. And halfway through the day, or like, I guess almost till lunchtime, I noticed my voice was definitely going away. And one kid actually mentioned that, like, why aren't you talking louder? Like, I can yell, why can't you? And like, he's just a little kid, so like, I don't blame him or anything, but it's just like, if you guys would have just been quiet, then we could have avoided this whole thing. And so I thought, I'm gonna go home, I just won't talk, I'll be fine. I wake up the next day, and I had already decided I wasn't gonna go in anywhere the next day because I really just needed a mental health day. And like, I'm not even giving you guys the bulk of it. Like, 45 minutes into that day, I wanted to cry. I have never wanted to cry during teaching because I do really love my job. But oh my gosh. So, the next day, or I guess it was before the next day, so like that night, I'd already decided, like, I'm not gonna go in, I just need to have a mental health day. But then I kept seeing like all these sub jobs that needed, that were open, and so then I felt really bad. But I was like, no, I'll pick something in the morning, it'll be fine. So I wake up at like 3 a.m. and my cat usually sleeps at the end of my bed, so I tried calling her name, and nothing was coming out. So I'm very glad that I did not choose any job that day. Thought of that LP before Strangerville got announced, so now I want to incorporate this into it because, like, okay, I don't know anything about like the mystery aspect of it, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like conspiracy theories and stuff like that, and I absolutely love hearing about those and watching those. Like, every time Shane Dawson drops a new video on it, I'm like, click, gotta watch it. So I figured, maybe my sim self wants to explore this. So, and I am going to incorporate like my dream tiny home and like all that later on, assuming that my sim self doesn't like die or anything. Please don't give me any spoilers down below though. Like, I really want to figure this out on my own, and I've been doing so good at not spoiling myself yet, so I really just want to figure all this out on my own. But yeah, and did you see this new shower that we got? I really wanted to use it in this build because I was like, ooh, new item, I want to use it. But if you look in the bathtub, it looks really gross, so I switched it out because I was like, this is like, pretend you're moving in here. Would you want that? No. So I switched it out with, I think this one's a base game one. And I guess in real life, if your shower was dirty, you could just clean it up real quick, or maybe for a long time. And I guess the first one would be more realistic because I imagine that this home probably has been on the market for a while. Actually, it's probably a rental house. That's what I imagine it to be. Like the exterior of it, I kind of modeled over or after houses that I kind of live by. There's this one road that I go when I'm trying to go to the majority of the schools I sub at, and there's a lot of houses exterior wise that look like this. Obviously I don't know interior wise because I don't just go into random people's houses, but so I had fun with that. And usually when I build, I try to build like more expensive types of homes, so it was really nice to just do something really cheap like this, and the roofing was so much easier to do than what I usually do, so that was fun too. And then like landscaping, I didn't put too much out there. If you saw at the beginning, I did do like that giant rock and then like cactus and stuff like that. And then I put that table from City Living. I think you do like yard sales or something like that. I've never actually used it, but I was like, I feel like this is something I would see in a house that looks like this, so I decided to do that. And then I just put some random stuff on the front porch area. So I put like that water balloon bucket and then a cooler because I feel like that's something I would probably see in a house, like a similar house like this. And I'm usually really bad at remembering to put exterior lights on my houses, so I put one on here. I mean, maybe that was like an add-on that my sim self decided to do because I feel like in this town it might be a little bit creepy. I mean, that's my theory on this pack, is everything's just really creepy. But anyway, so now I'm in the back of the house now. I just have like the steps instead of like an actual like back deck area. If that being said, I cannot get that pause to go on for the longest time. And so finally I just put it on the actual ground and then just press 9 so it went up. So I don't think it's actually usable, so I just put a fake plant in there. And I didn't put too much in the backyard. It was a little bit too big for my liking. I would have liked to put this on a smaller lot or something like that, but I did the best I could. And I figured, you know, if I have a big backyard like this for my first home, probably not gonna have a lot of stuff out there, but I do put like a picnic table, a barbecue. I put some stuff from Outdoor Retreat because I was like, ooh, camping stuff, that's probably gonna be really cheap, like in real life. So I figured it probably fits here too. But with that being said, this is almost the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and thank you for bearing with my awful voice right now. Hopefully it'll be okay tomorrow so I can film the first part of this LP, which will actually be my face cam reveal. So I'm excited about that, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.